I think my favourite part of playing netball is it's a team sport. So I've played plenty of individual sports in my time, but I think the team aspect and obviously sport, like I love sport, any sport, I'm there, I'm watching or I'm getting involved. I started playing netball when I was about 13 years old. I believe I'll be going into my 7th season next year. I started my netball career as a goalkeeper, so back in defence, and I'm now a goal shooter. So I played for the Adelaide Thunderbirds for the 2017 season, obviously after being picked up as a rookie, which is an amazing experience. And spent the season with them. Learnt a lot. Didn't have a lot of court time, but I expected that. I was the youngest in the team, you know. The end of the season came around and it had been a really challenging season for the team, and they were looking to rebuild and bring in some new players, and I was offered a training partner position, which is an amazing position in itself, and was grateful to have that opportunity, but ultimately made the decision to come back to Melbourne. My decision was based around my support network. You know, I moved to Adelaide not really knowing anyone, and playing sport full time, it is demanding, and you do need people who have got your back and who aren't your teammates. You need your family and you need your friends outside of netball. You need that to get through. So I think my decision was based around that a lot, because it's really hard living away from home and being that far away and moving to a state where you know one person. Legitimately, I knew one person in Adelaide. So moving that far away, it's hard, and a lot of that played on my decision to not re-sign with the Thunderbirds for the next season. I would have loved to have been there. It just wasn't the right place for me to be at this time. And it was a hard decision, but I think it was the best decision for me to make moving forward. I took away a sort of mentality, I guess, to my netball. So now I know how hard you have to work to be a full-time elite athlete, and I know what I need to do to get back there. So I think just a new mentality and outlook on netball, having never been exposed to that environment before, so just knowing what it takes to be there. I think some massive challenges I faced was that I was tall and lanky and uncoordinated. Like, there's no two ways about it, so having to work through that, and you know, especially as I get older and I was starting to get in the gym and training was more than once a week, it wasn't just Saturday netball, it was becoming the real deal. And you know, once you're at Thunderbirds, like, that is your job, that's your career. Those things are hard. Like, it's hard to come home and have dinner and then not eat the chocolate because you've got training and you've got skin folds and nutrition. So just, it's all of those little things, and making sure that after training you get in the cold pool and you stretch and you recover, and that you're in bed by 9:30 if you've got in a game the next day, and your friends might be going out but you can't. So I guess that was a challenge, especially when I was still in school, because obviously year 12, year 11 and 12, everyone's having parties and stuff, but you were either doing homework because you missed school during the week because of training, or I was in Melbourne playing, so there's a lot of sacrifices. So that was definitely challenging, but it's just the things you have to do if you want to play sport at an elite level. The team environment, it's just something you want to be around. Like, you go to training and you're not just rocking up to your team, you're rocking up to, like for netball, you're rocking up to 12 of your best mates. You see these girls for at least 24 hours a week across the training, and you're not seeing them like at your best, you're seeing each other at your worst, like slogging it out on the court. And so it's going to that environment and being able to feel comfortable and knowing that you're all there to achieve the same thing. I think the biggest sacrifices I had to make was a lot of time. You sacrifice a lot of time, especially living in the country. When I was starting out, it's a 3.5 hour drive from Wodonga to Melbourne, and that's where 85% of my training was. So you spend a lot of time in the car, which means not a lot of time at school, not a lot of time with your friends, and not a lot of free time, like essentially giving up your free time to play netball. But I guess as an athlete, you just sort of have to make those sacrifices if you want to be a high performing athlete and make it to places as an athlete. I guess, you know, they're just the sacrifices you have to make. Netball has provided me with plenty of opportunities. I guess the opportunity to make new friends and meet amazing people and like-minded athletes, and also opportunity to represent my state and represent Australia in an underage capacity, that including travelling to New Zealand for a tournament with an underage team, travelling around Australia for different games. So that's a privilege in itself, being able to say, you know what, I represent my state and I represent Victoria, or I've represented Adelaide, and I guess also having the opportunity to be a role model for younger athletes. And I learnt that as an Adelaide Thunderbirds player, like, you are looked up to by so many people. So I guess having the opportunity to be a role model for younger girls as someone they can look up to, that's pretty cool. I think for my age, I guess I'm 20, and having experienced playing in an elite national team with the Thunderbirds, I'm pretty proud of that, I guess you could say, but I'm not the #1 player by any means. I'm a rookie at that level, so I have a long way to go and I still have a lot more to achieve. So I think just not getting ahead of myself. So just sort of taking it one step at a time, training session by training session, and making sure I'm ticking all the right boxes to sort of, I guess, keep advancing and keep chipping away at where I want to be. I do believe netball has the ability to empower women. 100% believe that. You know, being the most prevalent and most dominant female sport in Australia at the moment, that's empowering within itself. And being a team sport and giving young girls the opportunity to be surrounded by people that are going to support them, and creating a safe environment for them to go and have fun and play sport. Also having the opportunity to look up to athletes who do play netball as their career and are working and actively working to inspire young women and, you know, promote the sport as empowering.